dangerous.
He's Nick, I'm Matt, and we're Insufficient.
Dude, we were dangerously close from me clicking the little X that instead of playing our intro song, deletes our intro song.
Don't do that. We've done that before, and then I have to resend it to you.
It's horrible.
It's happy fucking Thursday here at Insufficient.
Shit. What do we call it? Yeah, this day in Phistory. It's Thursday.
This day in Phistory.
I feel like this is a fan favorite day.
I don't know what's a fan favorite yet with our fans. It's all over the place. One day they love what we're doing. The next day they sort of love it.
And then the day after they really love it.
Yeah, the day, and then they come back around. They're like, "Wow, Nick and Matt, dude, they bring the juice."
First of all, you guys will see I'm back in the home studio after phoning it in, literally. Sorry. Thanks, Matt. Fucking good shows Monday and Tuesday. Mostly thanks to you. Today's going to be a good show because of me.
All right. We'll see.
No, I know.
We'll see. What is that again? Espresso?
Today it's Polar Spring Water.
How the fuck do you drink that garbage?
It's just water. It's water.
I know,
in a can.
but it's sparkled water.
No. This is still water in a can. This is a great invention.
If anybody knows anything about Polar, they are from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Support local businesses. By the way, Unilever fired the CEO of Ben & Jerry's.
I just heard about that.
After you and I praised him last week.
That's what happened. Well, I didn't praise him. You did. Let's just make that very clear.
Okay.
Because he was caught. He was the reason they fired him. The CEO.
Yeah.
He was caught sticking his dick in a pint. Yep.
Wrong.
And a pint of fish food.
No, the reason they fired him is because he got a little too political, and Unilever, even though they're a Great Britain fucking company, decided that they didn't want a political CEO, fired him. The shareholders are now suing. It's going to get ugly. We'll keep you posted. But we're not here to talk about that, because today, March 20th, is the International Day of Happiness, and I'm fucking happy as shit, bro.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
God. I'm happy because I listened to the show from March 20th, 1992, and I loved every second of it.
I did too. We'll get into that, but also because there's more history here, right?
Okay.
This day in 1815, Napoleon's return to power.
Dude, nobody on our
After
podcast.
Escaping exile, Napoleon Bonaparte entered Paris on March 20th, 1815.
Napoleon blown apart.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You had a couple more. We got to go through a couple more. Let's go. You go now.
Do it.
Okay, well, so also some notable birthdays.
Oh, today? I didn't even think about looking at birthdays.
Fred Rogers. No
relation to Bill Rogers.
All the relation to Mr. Rogers.
Well, yeah, duh. Hey.
1950, William Hurt, acclaimed American actor.
Dude.
Such roles as Kiss the Spider.
Dude hurt himself, you know what I'm saying? All
right. And Spike Lee.
I did know that it was Spike Lee's birthday, surprisingly.
On Otherworld, in this time, 1602, establishment of the Dutch East India Company.
Yeah, boring.
I know. And 1969, marriage of John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Okay, that's one I had.
Okay, but now you can do yours.
Dude, I'll stick by it. Yoko Ono is the only person whose last name tells you exactly how you feel when you see him coming. Oh, no.
God, she's horrible.
Oh, it's, watching the videos that have come out recently, I felt like the relationship between John and Paul was a lot better than I was always led to believe. But every time they showed Yoko, I'm like, why does she have that sour puss on her face? She's just like, ugh,
too much. Her face, bro. Also, you know where they signed, the Beatles signed?
Yeah, I went there. Polynesian Hotel.
Polynesian.
Baby. John, he didn't want to do it. He was hiding. They had to hire a service processor. They tracked him down.
George was like the first motherfucker.
Dude, he was out. Well, and he should be, because he was
overshadowed.
Talent, and he was overshadowed. But he was overshadowed by fucking Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Oh no.
And oh no. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, in 1916, this was one I care about, and so does Trey, because he says in one of his best lyrics, if time was only part of the equation, and this motherfucker be spittin'. Albert Einstein published General Relativity in 1916. That's a good one. Use that one today.
I love that.
I'm from Alaska. I remember this. This woman named Libby won the first Iditarod, which is like a cool race that they can't do
first
anymore.
Woman to win?
Exactly. First woman to win the Iditarod. And that was, my mom was happy and I was happy.
Do you guys revere Balto?
No, I don't even know that fucking dog. It's cool. It's a cool story. When I read about it on Wikipedia.
It's literally the reason the race exists.
I know. Okay, what about the Battle of Marathon? Who fucking ran that? 26.2. I don't know. All right, in 1999, a movie I didn't see until well into the 2000s because I didn't want
know
people to like know that I thought they were losers. The Matrix, great film. Watch it one time. And it's also the spring equinox. So this is a 12-hour day. And
wow.
Matt and I are here to give it to you for at least
25 minutes.
That would be a record for both of us lately.
Yeah. we've been cutting it loose.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. But listen, this is what we're all here to really talk about. Is 320 1992 in Binghamton, New York, Broome County Forum.
That's where the cherries are from.
Now, this was a prime example of Phish's early 90s energy. If there's any show that was like that, this was packed with tight compositions, secret language signals, and plenny of humor.
Oh, there was a lot of signals. He fucking spent like 20 minutes talking about it.
I know.
When we get there, I got to say one of the reasons why I love Phish is in that secret language instruction, and we'll talk about it. Okay. It's a great show. Go listen to it. 32092 Bingham. Just call it Bingham. No,
Bingham. But
nobody says Broome County.
But if anybody goes there, they won't be able to find it because you didn't pronounce it correctly.
Well, you can't get there anymore.
Opening up set one, Wilson.
Yeah, and it's a dorky open, right? They're goofing around.
Well, it's not the Wilson that we know today, guys. Right. So anybody that's a noob to Phish or even
what's up, noobs?
A sub noob.
I misheard what you said.
Cut. I can't breathe, dude. You can't be funny when I'm taking a drink. It's getting risky.
I misheard what you said.
A sub noob.
Yeah, sub noob. By the way, just kind of going back to that, like...
I'm still trying to drink this coffee, bro.
I know, but like kind of going back to... We're going to switch tracks for a little bit. But you remember when we were talking about the Slip, Stitch, and Pass album?
Yeah.
I said, are those things real? Nice. He does say nice. He doesn't say 9 because it's not even in the original lyrics.
He's in Germany.
Yeah, but are those things real? No. It's nice.
All right. I'm going to ask him.
Nice.
By the way, I've seen, and thanks to somebody on TikTok, I would shout you out, but I'm not smart enough. I'm seeing so much great footage of the band over the years. There's this one lady who's just constantly posting old interviews.
This time in the year, that lady?
No, this woman just shows the videos. She doesn't do any.
Everybody
discussing.
shows the videos now, man.
Everybody. I've never seen them. We don't.
Dude,
we give you original fucking content.
I show some videos. I like to show.
By the way, your content is crushing. What the fuck were you smoking? Like, it meat, not head stuff. Yeah, dude, that was hysterical. I'm like, can this guy even breathe?
No, I couldn't. That was the problem. But it was beautiful. I was like 65.
Will you also do me a favor? Ask your kids what the fuck a Substack is. Do you know what it is?
I don't, but I will ask.
Okay.
My brother asked about Skibbity Toilet, Ohio, or whatever the fuck it was.
I know what that means. That means you're, like, not you personally, but it means, like, you're a loser.
I don't fucking know what it means. But
I'm glad that Ohio is synonymous with, like, sucking.
Yeah. Usually goes to Alabama. But Wilson. I would not say it's a powerhouse opener.
Not a set one opener, set two opener. It's great. But they're dorking out.
Reba.
It set the stage. This Reba is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
The Rebas don't start to expand until
They're still growing.
94.
Dude, and then all of a sudden, the whole band just, it's like you supposed. It was really funny.
94, Time Turned Elastic.
So I listened to this. Usually I try to listen a couple of days in advance and then re-listen before the show. Yesterday, I just got to listen to this on the plane ride home.
Nice.
And I was like, during the Reba, I did get some good thoughts in, and I was thinking about how Phish like blew up over the same time period as the internet, and how weird that is.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you see them basically playing to, let's say, 20,000 people a night, and then they make tapes, and one of their big early on things was sharing tapes.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden, you could only make one tape, you know, in 3 hours because it's a 3-hour show. But now you could make 100 tapes in 10 minutes because it's on CD. And then all of a sudden, now you can download the whole thing. And so, like, watching all that happen and knowing Trey, and by knowing Trey, I mean just like listening to him talk, like part of that stress that I think he's never really acknowledged is that they had to become a band in the digital era, even though they're totally analog dudes, and they've done a great job.
They are analog dudes.
They've really
They should have called themselves the analog dudes.
Yeah, and so anyway, next week I'm going to do a deeper dive into that. And if you're like a fucking nerd, listen.
But don't you remember that you had to be careful with the tapes, because as you continue to play the tapes, they wear out the quality. And so you always have to use the master, really, because as the time goes on, as you keep making the tapes one after another, the quality gets worse.
I had some great 92 tapes that were definitely like copies of copies of copies of copies.
Right, and that's how it went, but and so on and so on.
And
but the net has been around since the beginning of almost the internet and Phish in general, the birth of Phish.
Yeah.
So anyways, Reba, okay.
This Brother, so Brother is one of the few Phish songs that when it's playing, all you can do is listen to Brother. You can't think about anything else. It's like,
well, it's because it's that it's that weird time signature that weird time that Fishman does on the drums. Trey introduces a song with a warning about alligator moat.
He's talking about the front of the things and alligator pit. He's all cracked out.
Oh, he's all excited during this time.
And by cracked out, I mean, I think he just had too much coffee or Diet Coke, but good for you. It's good time.
Glide.
Brother is a great song, by the way.
I like Brother, and they just don't play it enough.
They need to break it out. It's a breakout now. Break it out.
Is it a breakout or a bust out?
It's a breakout. Bust outs are for losers. Breakouts are like for fucking winners who listen to our podcast. And Jesus.
And Jesus.
By the way, I'm glad you're Glide. And the last time they played Glide was also 2021, which is the last time they played Brother.
Doesn't hit the same way, but Rift, it was a seamless transition between these two, but I don't know. They did have some technical issues from what I remember hearing on it. They had some technical problems.
I feel like I spaced out between the Rift and the Fluffhead.
Well, the Rift is still being formed.
Yeah.
Same thing with Maze. They still didn't have it.
You're right. I mean, it's very experimental.
He didn't start going into the...
They were working on it.
The muting. He would do the muting in between there with Trey's guitar. He didn't quite have that worked in yet.
Also, the writing process between Trey and Mike becomes very apparent in about 2 songs. But first, we've got Lizards, which, by the way...
All right, so Fluffhead, they did play Fluffhead.
I said it. I said I spaced out during it. I don't think it was memorable.
No, not really. The Lizards, this is your favorite.
Dude, why don't they play Lizards more? It's amazing. That's one of your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee songs. You should totally be playing Lizards, because come on, it's the Lizards. But... that guitar solo at the end, so nice. And then...
Page really shined on the outro, actually.
Dude, Page shined. And then Mound, the way Mike writes music, Page just comes in hot. The whole song is like fire. It's great. It's not the debut, but it's close.
It's Mound, and then it delivers it like a groove before, a really kind of unique groove before Antelope.
This is the 5th.
With Phish playing trombone.
Yes, but this is the 5th Mound, and the structure is there. They've got it going on. Like, Mound is fucking amazing.
But so yeah, Fishman comes out with the trombone.
26
Even
trombones.
even plays Simpson signal just thrown in there for good measure.
I mean, pa.
Love it.
Let's do it.
Quick break, because they didn't take long breaks then.
Took a piss, drank a beer.
How about that story? just for set break here. How about that story that Trey said when he was living with Fishman in the earlier days, and he was really into wheatgrass, and he was obsessing over the wheatgrass. He was eating it, and he started growing it everywhere. And one day, Trey comes in, opens the door. Fishman's on his back with his legs up and a tube up his ass, putting the wheatgrass in there because they said that was the best way to ingest the wheatgrass.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, it's fucking recorded. Trey told this story.
Is this during his acoustic tour?
Yep.
Oh my god! Okay, I gotta go back. I gotta find the show. How did I miss this show?
So good, dude. Anyways,
Fish, you're a weird dude.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. Wheatgrass, analgesic.
Like, people really liked the Wikipog. Mike, I feel like
the Mike's groove.
It's the Mike's groove. I feel like Trey and Paige both were sticking it to Mike for a couple reasons for this set. I don't know why. They didn't come in for a really long time, and Mike just had to sit on this weird, like, deep, kind of not slappy bass solo, which was okay. And then Insanity, they opened it up just yelling different nicknames for Mike for like fucking 5 minutes.
So Trey, because you just absolutely just ran through Mike's groove. But there's some things in there. We have to talk about these things.
Okay, well, we have like 4 minutes left in the show, and we haven't got to secret language instructions yet.
Okay, so standout Mike's groove featuring Trey teasing Roundabout before Mike's song and delivering a hilarious. I don't know. So, but he played Roundabout in there.
What is Roundabout? I listened to it. I didn't.
Yes.
Oh, I don't listen to Yes.
You used
One time, though, I was picked up. Okay, so after Phish Tour 95, I lived in a tent on Martha's Vineyard with some friends. And one of the members of Yes picked me up in his minivan because you would hitchhike everywhere.
Right.
And he's like, what'd you do this summer? I'm like, well, I was on a Phish Tour listening to the band. And he's like, that's cool. You ever hear this band, Yes? And I was like, no. And then he played him. It was good music. I mean,
so he played his own band?
He played his own band live, driving me around Martha's Vineyard in a minivan. And that's not even the weirdest experience I had that summer. I'm going to save that for later.
Save it for later. Sanity, pure chaos.
With
the band
great.
shouting at the crew and the band nicknames with both the intro and the vocal jam.
It was like Paige, Mike, Cactus. Trey was just being a dick to everybody else in the band. It was great.
You think he was? I don't think he was doing drugs at that time.
No, he was just being dickhead Trey, which is my favorite fucking version of Trey.
Dickhead Trey, come and touch me more.
You know, you can tell nowadays when Trey's fucking with a member of the band and like sticking it to them. And then afterwards, that member of the band always plays better for the rest of that show. And it's usually Paige. It's hard to make Paige play better because he's already so fucking good. The Sloth came through, by the way. Sloth lost in Phish Madness. Tomorrow, we're going to have more Phish Madness.
Sloth lost.
Sloth lost. Sloth blah blah.
Sloth lost.
Great
the
song.
Mango song into Cavern.
Great song.
A mix of dark and light. The Sloth brings a sinister edge, while Mango and Cavern keeping things kind of playful.
This is before Cavern turns dark, and Cavern definitely turns dark. I love a dark Cavern.
We ready for some grab ass, Uncle Pen?
Dude, they should swap out Uncle Pen with the Benny Hill theme song.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there you go. I wonder if Phish has ever played that. I hope they have.
No, but they played the Elephant Walk, the baby Elephant Walk.
That's not fun. What are you, getting married?
Harry Hood. This was a good hood.
It's always a good hood.
No, it's not.
No, I've never heard of bad hood.
Early hoods are they're rough.
This is an early hood.
I know, but it was good. Cold as ice, Terrapin is cold as ice. Phish takes center stage.
We should have people vote as to whether or not we have to say cold as ice.
It doesn't come around as much. In these days it did, but
Bum, 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 bum.
Is this where it gets crazy? This is the time that we have to spend with Possum?
Yes.
This is where it all happens.
I've been waiting. I wanted to put
I've got it here.
Well, yeah, but I wanted to. Anyway, okay, Possum. And then Trey just immediately starts talking about Phish
secret
language.
Yep.
And I mean, most of you guys know what it is. If you don't know what it is, maybe we'll do an episode about it just for fun. But in the middle of it, he's like, it doesn't have to be Possum. We could be playing David Bowie. And then
he did play David Bowie.
They all went into David Bowie while playing Possum.
High energy David Bowie.
And there was no skipped beat. They literally, like, Fishman hit the fucking snare twice, and they were all in it, and he does it. And it's just, that's what I love about Phish, is they're all so good and all so amped. And, like, Trey should be just kissing the ground that those 4 other people are waiting for him to do crazy shit like this, and they go along with it. I mean, it's just the most amazing thing. Phish language instructions.
There's basically 3. There's 3 instructions. Basically, there's the Simpsons. There's the random note. There's turn. Oh, there's 4. Turn, and all fall down signals.
Yeah, and there used to be one about Charlie Chan, which I have to find because I don't.
Okay, find that one.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it looks good. Anyway, a lot of fun, followed by a great possum, and
it was a great possum.
It's a great possum. Which, obviously, they did a bunch of dope.
They also did "Can You Hear Me Knocking."
By the way,
he loves that fucking song. He loves that song, dude.
It's a backdoor reference, but I feel like the last Phish language was 2013. And
no way.
I do believe that is true. And I believe it was during the New Year's run, and it was probably on the 2nd or 3rd night. I remember hearing it. We got to check that out.
I want to check that out because I was going to ask, when was the last time they did Secret Language?
Yeah, a lot of people think it was 99, also on a New Year's run, but no, it was definitely in 2013. I heard it. So I'm going to check that out.
Encore, Lawn Boy, Page delivers his smooth lounge act vocals. You know, I love it when Page comes up, does his crooner shit.
By the way, what the fuck took the band, and by the band I mean like the sound engineer, so long to figure out, hey, we should give Page a wireless microphone just to sing Lawn Boy? He used to have to walk around, and he's like moving the fucking wire trying to get across the stage.
They still have a lot of wires.
Looking like a jackass. It's one song. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be 87%. You're just happy seeing Page stand out there.
I know.
But now he's got the wireless, and it's great.
Fire Hendrix cover. Yep. Fire. So Fire to end the show. Listen, this show basically just is a perfect blend of Phish's technical prowess. I think.
Yes.
Goofiness and tight improvisations, it was all in there. If you're looking for that type of show, which most Phish fans are, maybe some noobs aren't. What was the noobs? The noob. The noob.
The sub-noob.
Sub-noob. Maybe not be your show, but check this out. Great show. 3/20/1992.
Yeah.
Nice.
That, and I got some great news for you.
What's up?
Next week on our This Week in Phistory, we're going to do a show from 93. I can't wait until we could do a show from like 2001 or 2002.
That maybe.
What about it? 2003?
Yeah, potentially.
All right. 2004?
I know, because March just doesn't have.
They don't have any March shows.
They don't really have any March shows.
I would like to have some newer Phish. I'm loving listening to 92.
I am too, but I'm ready for the April shows. But I do have a question.
That's what I was pausing for.
And I don't believe this.
Okay.
But some people do.
Okay.
Has Phish become too predictable? Are they still unpredictable as ever? I would say yes. That they are still unpredictable. Because I did not predict this past tour being the way that it was.
Well, I think they surprised you with how well they can play into their 60s, for sure.
Well, yeah. So that surprised me.
But I feel like sets are a little more predictable. I feel like Mayhem is a lot less evident than it used to be. I mean, the Wipeout show might have been the last time they really stuck it to Fishman. How long ago was that?
Okay. So like random one-off shows where they're doing really unpredictability.
I guess Plasma was that your Plasma show. That was kind of an example.
And you can't count New Year's Eve shows.
No,
because yes, this New Year's Eve was really unpredictable. I did not expect that at all. It was really fucking unreal.
Yeah.
But I do want to see some unpredictability during the normal tour. I feel like the tour, hey, we got some unpredictability. We got Box of Rain. I never expected them to play that. Yeah, I understand that he died.
Dude, you fucking literally told me before the show they're going to play Box of Rain. Literally. I was like, what? No. And you're like, yeah, they're going to play Box of Rain. And then they played Box of Rain opener. I'm standing next to you like, what the fuck is this guy on? No, that's not cool. Okay, question of the day. And this is inspired by Trey. Okay, Trey is loving what's going through your mind.
That was the question of the day.
That was the question of the day?
That was it.
Okay, well, if you subscribe to our Substack.
If you don't like that
question. If you subscribe to our Substack and you want a bonus question of the day, Trey really loves what's going through your mind. He feels like it is gaining a life of its own. He says, I write every song like this because I never know which one's going to hit, and that's how you have to go through life. I'm coming through with From Oblivion. The title track of that album is just as good, if not as good as what's going through your mind. What is your favorite song from Oblivion? Because right now, after all of this 92, I need new Phish, and I want to listen to new Phish.
I'm going to take what's going through your mind. Oblivion is great. I'm just happy that they had a handful of really good songs on.
They had a handful.
Are those things real?
Nice. He's Matt. I'm Nick. This was Insuphishient.
And now, brief 15-minute break from our sponsor, Salted Cigarettes.
Dude, that would be amazing if we did a 2-part show and then just took a 15-minute break in the middle and smoked fake cigarettes the whole time.
The gum cigarettes?